Hey ladies, it's Twanna, and I am actually doing a late Facebook Live tonight. I know that I have ladies in my group, who are from over 8 different countries. So I'm gonna kind of play around with my time. I know some people won't catch it live because it'll either be too early in the morning or or too late at night. But you can always catch it, on a rewatch, which is just as good. And when you catch it on a rewatch, drop the country you live in or the state you live in and let me know. So I'm going to take a moment here just to get this set up. Yes, there we go. And I hate to squint because then, I'm not really wearing my glasses and I need to wear my glasses so I can see. But that is fine. It just takes a moment here. Actually, I don't like to wear my glasses when I do Facebook Live. I like for people to see my eyes, and I get this really bad glare on my glasses. So I try not to wear them when I'm doing a Facebook Live, but then sometimes you'll see me do the squinting thing because I can't see. I can see. It's just kind of fuzzy around the edges. And I like for everything to be sharp and clear. So it's going to take a few moments to get that set up because my internet is slow as molasses today. And so just wanted to come on tonight and just talk about choices. And as well, something that's near and dear to my heart is transition. I don't know how you feel, but for me, transition used to be a really tough thing. And I think we've got it shared. Yay! I think it's posting. I tell you, it's a struggle without my glasses on, but I'll tell you, I'm gonna make it though. Okay, let's see. One more time. Let's see. I tell you, it is a strain. I'm trying so hard not to squint. So I think I might be okay. I got that last one shared. So I wanted to come on here tonight and talk about transitions. Transitions from whether you're transitioning because you got promoted to a manager, or you're transitioning to a new position in the same company. You may be transitioning to a new company, and sometimes you're transitioning to a whole new career field. And I've actually done all of those things. And I can tell you that, when I first started my career in my 20s and 30s, transitioning was tough. It was very tough. It often filled me with a lot of anxiety, and I just had so much doubt as I encountered each new experience and each new job or each new place. I was filled with a lot of doubt. Am I making the right decisions? Am I good enough to do this job? And I often carried just around so much just doubt. I was really hard on myself. A lot of negative a lot of negative thoughts. Get that out straight. So it made it difficult. It made it difficult when I came up on a transitioning, And so there's so many reasons that we transition. I know for me, I tended to overstay jobs because I was comfortable and there was so much fear. I knew I needed to make more money. Oftentimes, is more the case for me, it's the fact that I'm bored out of my head. I am bored with that particular position. I've learned all I can out of the position. I've gone as far as I could in the position. And it was just time to go. Hey, Precious, how are you doing? I'm going to see if it's not letting me wait there. I see Precious is on. So I tell you what, I'm going to try to pop on another screen over here to see if I can wave to people, because I see Precious is there, and but yeah, so for me, oftentimes Precious says she's going to that thing now. I was comfortable, but I was just bored stiff. And when I dreaded going into my job, it wasn't because the job was tough. It's because I knew I'd be bored all day long. And I'm not a person who likes to be bored. But on the flip side, I was afraid to leave. I was afraid of what the next job would hold. You know, having to meet new people, having to do new tasks. And, yep, great. Precious says she's doing okay. Excellent. You know, my thing is, you know, am I going to be smart enough to learn the task? You know, it's, you know, and I suffered a lot with the imposter syndrome. Like, you know, are they going to find out that I'm not as smart as people think I am? Because people would always tell me I was intelligent, or they would tell me I was a great worker, but I never believed it. It was like, yeah, I'm kind of pulling the wool over people's eyes, and at some point they're going to figure me out. And so if I went to a new job, I was always afraid of being figured out. But sometimes it comes to a point, hi Taylor Wilson is watching. You get to a point where sometimes you're being managed out of a position. And so no matter how comfortable you are, you really got to start making plans to go if you're being managed out of a position sometimes. Other times you know, things happen as, you know, what happened to me. I have three kids in college at once. So sometimes you need a job, you need a promotion, or you need to make more money. And so sometimes the choice to go is kind of, we're pushed. It's not so much as we leisurely think, yeah, I think I'll just get a new job. Sometimes we're pushed to make those decisions, but the anxiety level can just take you off the chart. The stress and anxiety and the doubt, am I making the right decision? And just, I don't know about you, but really just sitting here thinking now about interviewing in front of people, about putting myself out there and giving somebody my resume, it always cranks up the anxiety a little bit. And, you know, and it's so different for me. I teach people how to interview. Okay? You know, I've done that for, you know, since, oh my gosh, 10, 15, 20 years now. And I teach people how to interview. I teach people how to write resumes. And I teach people how to present to interviews. But it still causes me anxiety when it's my turn to go through it. Because it's not a fun thing. I mean, come on. It's really not, at least for me. It's not a fun thing. But sometimes if you don't move when you're supposed to, being stuck can cause you as much anxiety as fearing what's coming around the corner, right? And so it's really all about preparing. How do you prepare to make that move, okay? Yeah, Precious is saying, yeah, it does fill you with anxiety. It really does. And so it's about preparing, because we fear the unknown, right? That's what we fear. We lack a little challenge and excitement for those people that like to jump on anxiety, you know, on roller coaster rides. It scares the crap out of you, but it's fun because it's like, it's exciting, you know. That's the key to when it's time for you to go interview for another job, or to, you know, you've gotten promoted to a supervisor, but you're scared to death that you don't meet up and somebody's gonna like figure you out that you don't deserve this, because those are what the thoughts in your heads are saying. Oftentimes, if you can gamify it, make it a game, make it a challenge, that brings down your anxiety. It brings down that level of anxiety so that you don't have so much fear and doubt, right? And I tell you, the reason why I do what I do is I sit here and I remember back to when I was 28 years old. I had gotten out of the Army. I had gotten, you know, I was commissioned as a second lieutenant. I made captain and I decided to get out. And I interviewed with 2 different corporations, and the interviews went really well. So they flew me up and I interviewed, and I'm telling you, they were sitting there telling me like face to face, you're exactly what we have been looking for. We need your skill sets. You fit the job perfectly. And I was going like, I had been told so much, it was whispered so much that I wasn't good enough, I wasn't managerial material, that I was worthless, that I was only a quota, that I didn't know what I was doing. And I started to buy in to people's opinions of me. So much so that, you know, I interviewed for Nabisco, and I sat there and they were going like, no, we want you for this position. The position was new, and they're like, you come here, you don't have to stay in it. We need you in here about 18 to 24 months. And then after that, you know, we'll give you a car, we'll give you this. And because I listened to the negative opinions that people had of me, I actually turned that job down. I did. I look back now and go, where was my brain? But I tell you where I was. I bought into people's negative opinions of me, and I adapted them as my own. So my reality was I felt worthless. I didn't feel I was good enough. Even though they were telling me you have the skill sets, I didn't believe in myself. So I turned this great job down. And it was another corporation that's like, you're exactly what we want. You come here, you spend about 2 to 4 years, you write your own ticket, you get to choose the place you go to next. But self-doubt, self-fear, not believing in myself, I turned down that job as well. 2 fantastically wonderful opportunities, and I turned them down. I didn't have a coach working with me to help me understand what they were offering me, and I didn't have anybody to help me believe in myself. I didn't have anybody to point out, the contradiction. You have people sitting here saying your skill sets are what we need. You have the experience, you have the education, you fit into our group where we want to put you, you're perfect for the job. I heard all of that and still believe negative doubts. I believed all the doubts, and I turned those positions down. Okay. And so that is why I do what I do now, because I understand how it is to get a promotion or to be offered everything you want and turn it down because of fear, because you doubt yourself, because you don't have confidence in yourself, and you listen to that negative thought pattern or the negative opinions that people feed you, and you turn things down. That's why I do what I do. That's why I coach women who struggle with imposter syndrome. I coach women who struggle with finding their self-worth, finding their voice, and understanding and believing in themselves, because I turned down 2 perfectly good positions, and I'm not gonna, I don't wallow in self-pity or anything, because I had a journey that I had to go through to get to where I am now. I do regret the hundreds of thousands of dollars that I didn't make because I turned down these 2 really great positions, but turning it down and having to slog my way through to get to where I am now, that's why I am an anxiety and a career coach. Because I reach out to women who are where I was when I was 28, and again when I was in my 30s. And I work with them to say, let's help you identify your self-worth. Let's help you find your voice. When people tell you, they're looking at the paper and they're saying, no, you're exactly what I need. Teach you how to believe that, And when I left my military career, I always felt like I was an absolute failure, total failure. And I took that into my jobs when I interviewed, and that's what I heard. Okay. And so I'll say this, that 20 something years later, one of the ladies that I supervised when I was in the military, she found me on Facebook, and, I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this is her. She called, we exchanged numbers and we called each other and I talked, and she said, I'm so happy to find you. She said, I have wanted to say this to you for years, and I'm so happy to find you. And what she said, I kind of get emotional, because what she said to me was, you are one of the most professional women that I've ever come across. And I patterned my life after you, the way you led us, the way you took care of us, and the supervisor that you were to me. I patterned my life after you. And, I get kind of emotional because we cried. We were on the phone. We all teared up. We both cried and everything. But I spent 20 something years not understanding that because I didn't believe in myself. I didn't believe in myself, social anxiety, and I just didn't believe in myself. And so the reason why I share the story to you is this. I had the education, I had the experience, I had the likability, I had the personality fit. It was all there, but I had tunnel vision, and I only saw the negative things people said about me. I only saw the negative things I believed about myself. So if you're there and you're in this position and you have people going like, no, you're actually able to do this. I believe in you. You know what? If you don't come to me as a coach, find a great coach to help you excel, because you're right there. You're right there on the precipice. You simply need someone to take you through a breakthrough about 90 days or so, work with you, gain your self-confidence, tame your negative self-thoughts to believe in yourself and soar. That's why I'm here. It took me a little longer. I don't want you to have 20, 30 years to believe in yourself. So that's why I'm here. But I'm not the only anxiety and career coach out there. Find a coach. Find someone who is a great match to you. I will say this. If you're in this position, you're having doubt, and you've gotten into that position, but you're so afraid because you feel like you don't deserve it, and you're afraid you're not going to perform. You know what? I do complimentary coaching sessions. Sit down with me. Let me coach you for an hour. Let's set up a step-by-step plan that moves you forward so you can leap forward into your greatness. Because you wouldn't have gotten a job if you didn't know what you were doing. You have what it takes. You just have to believe you have what it takes. So that's what I wanted to share today, is that if you got that new job, or you're being managed out and you are afraid to go out and look for that new job, you can do it. You have the skill sets. It's about identifying those skill sets. When I first, because I had my master's degree is in rehabilitation counseling. And so my first job after finishing my master's degree was working with veterans. I worked with disabled veterans, and some of whom had not worked in 15, 20 years, and many of whom had been homeless for 10 to 15 years. So I was oftentimes helping them find their first job in a while. And oftentimes when I would talk to them and ask them what the skill sets were, and they would tell me nothing. I've been homeless for 15 years, or I haven't worked for 20 years. I haven't worked for 5 years. I haven't worked for 10 years. I don't have any skills. And so the one thing that I do really well, and it's just something that it's God-given. It's not something that I developed. It is just God-given. I have the ability to sit and talk with people and start pulling out those skill sets and what makes you valuable as a person, and to help you see it. And so I can say that's one thing I really enjoyed about my job with the Department of Veterans Affairs. My very first job in the federal government outside of being in the military was helping people find a job for the first time in 15 years, or the first time in 10 years, or helping someone come from homelessness and getting them their first job because they didn't believe in themselves. But I was able to coach them to see their own value. And that's what I do as a coach, is I help people see their value. I don't create value because it's already there. You already have it. And I do that because that's what someone did to me. They showed me, helped me see the value that was already there, the experience that was already there, the intelligence that was already there. And that's what a good coach does for you. We don't create value. We help you find and understand the value that you already have. Bring it up, stand on it as your foundation, and then leap to your next best level. So that is my truth today. If you're in that position, you got that doubt, you got that fear, you have that anxiety, you're not sure, sign up for a complimentary session. It's about an hour. It doesn't cost you anything. We'll do a step-by-step plan to help you move forward. Just click on the link depending on where you see the video. Typically, it's going to be under the link, and there may be a couple of places that the calendar link is above the video. Click, go out there, find an appointment that is convenient for you. For those my ladies that are overseas, I use WhatsApp, so you don't have to worry about it being a long distance call. I do sometimes use Facebook Messenger, but sometimes the internet connection is not great and we end up dropping the call. But WhatsApp works great. I've spoken to ladies in Japan and New Zealand and Australia and Canada, so I know that it works. And you can go ahead and feel free. You don't have to worry about any long distance charges. But sign up with me, and I look forward to hearing you. I appreciate everybody for watching. So that is my truth for Wednesday. Have a great evening. Or for some of you that's seeing this, it is actually in the morning, so you have a great morning. And some of you, it's actually early afternoon. Have a great afternoon. Take care.